And hello, everyone. Hi. We have the full cast today, so as you can imagine, the shenanigans have been abound
Oh,
already.
because we haven't said it yet, booty butt cheeks.
I was waiting
Booty,
for
booty,
it.
butt
Ass,
cheeks.
ass, 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 ass.
God damn it, I
Bubble
was
butt.
muted,
Bubble,
but I
bubble,
said
bubble butt.
moist buttholes.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you,
It's
Robo,
got
for
see,
moist
that.
butt.
see, I was good, but those things,
Oh,
don't like
that's
them
what you
together that
have a
much.
problem with?
Yes,
That's
This
the
is-
thing
little
you
bit.
have a
That's the
problem with?
line,
Okay.
Well,
apparently.
like, see, here's the thing. Like, I
Everything
feel
about
that
his
Robo
voice
has
but his
picked
butthole.
up the torch that I have lit and has
I
run
hate
forward
it here,
with it.
you know? I
Here's
really
the thing, Robo.
Welcome
Even
back,
we,
April.
even we
driest
have a
of
line
buttholes.
that's drawn. Okay, it might be way the fuck over there.
Lord.
Okay.
Anyways,
But
hi, everybody.
and you just brought us there. Okay,
Mm.
so I dial it back.
I will fix
Okay.
the overlay in a
Dial
second.
it. Love you so much. You're my favorite.
Welcome on in. I am your storyteller, D&D Jordan Lee, she, her, they pronouns, joined by this full phenomenal cast. Before we get started, a very special thank you to our sponsors and affiliations, Found Familiar and Friday Afternoon Tea. Make sure to use D&D Jordan Lee and AmpistranoDND when you check out for a percentage off your purchase, as it does help to support the cast. Also, again, a very special thank you to Idle Champions. Make sure to go check out their game. There is a code down on the overlay, and you can also get the code in chat by typing in !idle, which will then give you an Electrum chest for some items that you can use in the game. They've been slowly bringing in the Baldur's Gate characters, so hey, if you're enjoying Baldur's Gate, maybe pop on over there and see how the characters are doing over there as well. Since it's been, god damn it, Robo. I'm sorry, I just got so distracted.
Why are you distracted, Jordan? Why are you distracted?
I'm blushing and I hate it.
Go to horny jail.
I was the one that posted this in the Zoom chat. This is cursed. Anyways, perfect time for me to shut the fuck up. Let's go around, meet everybody, who they're going to be playing, as well as say any announcements. And Robo, thank you so much for volunteering to go first.
You know what? I deserve that.
You do.
Hi, it's me, RoboGoblin. You can find me everywhere at TTRPKs. My pronouns are any old pronouns. I am playing Toby, he, him. And I do have an announcement. Just check that. I lost that. Oh, we're gonna have D&D on Monday, November 13, over at Just the Humans channel. We are raising money for Palestine, for the Palestine Children Relief Fund, and we're playing all flums. That's right,
Oh, cute.
all flums. And it's going to be a wild time. So if you want to drop by and donate for a special cause, for a really good cause, just drop down on November
You should,
13 at 5 p.m. PST.
You should pop a link into chat.
Nah,
He's too busy with that horny bit. Don't worry.
I think you're too.
I'll say, which one of us was the ones that got
Early
flustered,
on,
huh?
Listen,
Yeah.
I looked over
You're the only one who
innocently
got
looking to see
flustered.
what
You're
y'all were
still
posting.
blushing. You're still
I
blushing.
know, still over there
I
pink.
hate it.
A whole tomato.
We broke Jordan,
Yep.
and we haven't even started yet.
Yep. We
Jordan
haven't
broke
even.
herself.
This is the
This
game
not on me.
today. Is we just
This
missed
is
each
the-
other.
She did that to herself.
Yeah, sure. I asked Robo to post that.
Did
in the
nobody,
Zoom
did
chat.
nobody tell her
yeah.
to be horny? Did nobody tell her that? She chose
right,
to
though.
do that.
You're right.
Lord. Let's jump over to Dimples and Dice.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dimples and Dice, aka Moist Heat, aka Dev Daddy, Prince. You'll see. People call me a bunch of names. Anyway, I am playing your favorite Captain Draven Tideborn, the moistest of us all, and of course, Gribble. We're all use he/him pronouns, and we're here to welcome Oria to the group and to the moistness.
Come. Amazing. Do you have any announcements, Dimples?
Stay damp.
Mm-hmm. Sin, we're gonna jump over to you.
Hello. My name is Cynthia, your resident sunflower person, brought to you by Janelle Monáe. And today I am being your favorite arcane trickster robot who may or may not be a danger to themselves, Blackstone. My pronouns are he, they. Blackstone's pronouns are they, but he is also fine.
Tell us about your morning, Sin.
You know something? My morning was perfectly fine. I spent most of it in bed scrolling Instagram and cleaning the bathroom. The earlier parts of my afternoon prior to the show, however, involved contraptions and things with pokey parts.
Like Pikachu? Pokey parts?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Like I said,
Things were
go to
definitely
horny jail.
like here's the thing: things were definitely chosen.
Thank you, Sid.
You're welcome.
We're gonna jump over to April.
Hi, I'm April, and I'm back. You can find me all over the internet as April Raycon. I am she, they. I play Oria, the driest monkey moon fairy in Ampistrano.
It sounds like you said monkey moon fairy.
It did.
I have a tail.
A dry monkey? Don't like that. Don't like that at all.
Mm-mm.
Amazing. Thank you, April. God, this is so unhinged. And last but not least, Fair.
Hi, I'm Fenergan, apparently, according to Fluffy. You can find me on the internet as Fairbear. I'll be playing Deodora Shadesun. You're a Battle Master Fighter. Our pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. Thank you, Fair. Amazing. So, just a couple quick things before we get started. Again, hey, if you can, consider going and checking out our Patreon. There's going to be a lot of awesome stuff that's going to be popping up there over the next couple of weeks. And it's a wonderful way to help support the cast. So, hey, go consider checking that out, as well as go follow us on our TikTok and our YouTube. We're getting close to 200 subscribers on YouTube, y'all, which is pretty cool. So, hey, go do that. It's a free way to go and support creators out there. So, do that. As well as if you haven't checked it out, we were, for a hot second, featured on Watch Tabletop as we had one of our amazing moments from Fair doing chocolate as our lovely little moment.
Out of all the fucking moments,
It's so good, though.
it had to be that one.
It was perfect. Hey.
Me making a niche SpongeBob reference. Love this for me.
So go check that out. They have an entire episode where they're talking about a bunch of stuff into the TTRPGs, but they also did a highlight video where they're talking about the Fantastic Four, where they brought up 4 moments that are happening in actual plays. Our friends over at Other Cider Studios was also featured in the number 3 spot. So go and check that out. It's really cool. Let's see. I think that's really it. So before the horniness really takes over, let us take a moment and go beyond the veil of Ampistrano. We'll see you in a minute.
thought I'd bring you into this discussion. What's confusing to me about the original post was that it seems like such a wholesome thing. They're just giving each other small kisses. What's bothering you about that?
Forehead kisses.
Yeah.
Little forehead kisses for homies.
Well, one was a little kiss on the neck, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Little neck kissies for the homies.
Oh boy.
Kisses for the homie.
Yeah, for the homies, for the bros.
God damn it, April.
Hashtag kisses for the homies. That's
Yes,
our
this-
team name.
this
That's
is
gotta
the
be our
thing.
team name.
This is the thing that we have done,
Listen.
April and I, before.
I will absolutely
Just
do
a little
that.
smoochy smoochy for the honey.
Kisses for
I
the
will
homies.
absolutely give you. I will give you smooches if you consent to them.
Let's begin with
Is that a promise?
Yes.
Oh, PAX is gonna be weird, y'all.
Hey, send me to PAX, y'all.
Please
to the
do.
Patreon. Donate to coffee.com, D&D Jordan Lee.
Jordan Lee. Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
Wait, how much do we need to get you to PAX? Well, if we need to raise,
Yeah,
we'll
we
do
need
it.
to do that, Robo.
I don't know, that
Listen,
just-
we
that's
haven't. We will talk about this. How about that?
No,
You'd be surprised how fast you could get this done, Robo.
Mhm.
Robo, you are beloved in this.
I'm over here like Mufasa and that scene with Scar is like, is that a challenge?
Like, where's that link to that Kofi? You want to see
hey,
Robo at
stop
PAX?
it. Anyway, Ampistrano, bail, shit.
So.
Not y'all gathering each other like this.
I love y'all so much.
Robo,
All right.
acting like I don't spend money irresponsibly anyway.
So.
Yeah, I sat here complaining about Mortal Kombat yesterday, and I spent money on Mortal Kombat.
Lord.
I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
When last we left our adventurers, the group continued their exploration of the archives within a shattered tree in Felk. Meanwhile, Theodora found herself within the shiftweave portion of the library and met its keeper, an enshrouded half-elven man named Javian. With some trepidation, Toby, Blackstone, and Captain Draven and Cribble all joined Theodora and were given cloaks or abilities to be able to see Javian shrouded amongst the shadows. Theodora asked to see 3 things from the memory of Shadow. The first being from an orb. Why did her people split up from the weave? The group found themselves within the past, watching as a void creature with large teeth ate away at the very fabric of Ampistrano, pulling the shiftweave and its magic into itself to feast upon. It then panned over to the shiftweave's champion, a woman who advised that the group must separate and keep this knowledge hidden, for if they fall, Ampistrano will surely fall as well. Their magic seemingly the only thing keeping this creature at bay and preventing further destruction. A decision was made for the tribe, the community of lives that have lived together for as far back as time goes, to separate. Javian pulled the group out of the memory, advising they needed to rest before continuing with more of these dives, ushering the group over to a small alcove with chairs and tables, before collapsing into a chair himself to rest. During this time, the group struggles with this newfound knowledge, as well as trying to adjust or adapting in order... Sorry, hang on, words, gave up. Was trying to adjust to this newfound knowledge, in spite of the pain. With careful guidance, the group discovers several scrolls that discuss the passageway of the stars, where the moons and stars shine on Ampistrano, and the lines between our world and others grow thin. There is a section that flows through the Zerinian Mountains that is noted as becoming especially active when both moons are full and the equinox occurs. With this thought in mind, the group realizes that the next equinox is only a few weeks away. We're going to pan away from a moment, though, from the shiftweave. Out of the archives into the late afternoon sun blanketing portions of Felk. Time has been already alluded to by the group, moves a bit oddly here, as we move back a couple of days. So, Oria.
Hello.
One second. Oria, you step out from the hearth as the early morning rays of sun were just peeking through Felk. Where did you head to next?
I believe there was a teleportation circle area I could head to.
Okay. You kind of wind through the sections of Felk, the sleeping city, every now and then hearing the calling of birds. It's very peaceful here. Maybe a portion of you feels comforted for the first time in a couple of days, if not weeks. This is an oasis of sorts. You're watching lives, stories unfold between doorways and window frames as you pass by people sleeping or already seeing a few head out to, y'all being absolutely ridiculous, head out for the day to do whatever work needs to be done. You walk for several minutes, kind of winding, unsure exactly where to go. But after a few moments, you wind across, around a corner rather, and you see what appears to be a small kind of stone path in front of you. There are cuts from the stone in a circular motion representing wings, if not doorways. There are grass and moss and vines that are overgrown. This is indeed a teleportation circle, but you can already tell it hasn't been used in a very long time. At that moment, it's almost like sound around you stops. Can you please roll a perception check for me?
24.
24. You hear what sounds like bells ringing in the distance. And for a moment, it sounds like it's coming around you. And there's a light coming from your pocket where you realize this pocket is where your opal, your pearl is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's glowing. Y'all behave. That's why I don't have Zoom chat up right now.
No, I refuse.
What do you do, Oria?
I think she's gonna pull the pearl out of her pocket and just give it a look.
Okay. It's shining, not with a bright white light, but aspects of silver, of purple, of blues. For a moment, it sends that image of the lake right by the citadel. One moment you're standing here, and the next you're in a room of silver, not the skyline of the Vale, but an in-between. For a moment, a blue butterfly flutters around you. Well, you don't need to swipe at me.
I'm sorry.
After a moment, you hear what sounds like wind chimes. And the butterfly kind of settles, and you see this dust as the figure seems to rise out of this butterfly. You see fae features in face. Black, very curly, almost a tumbleweed of hair. Short. And as it shifts in the light, you see every now and then, it's almost like the magic is woven into her hair itself as it shifts from black to blue to purple in strands. She's got kind of pale features, wearing robes, monkish robes, very similar to yours, although dated. You can tell these are much older. She looks like she's in her early 20s, maybe very late teens. Bright cerulean blue eyes. Freckles that are dotting her face. She's definitely been in the sun. You see that for a moment, and then it shifts back to that translucent light, silver, purple, moving around her, outlining her features. So I see you made it to my home.
I don't mean to be rude. I didn't actually mean to get here. Whose home is this?
It's mine. I guess I should properly introduce myself. I'm Yue.
I'm Oria.
I was the... You don't remember. There's been a lot of information given. I was the previous keeper of the pearl you hold.
Hello.
Hi. You're trying to transport yourself out of here, aren't you?
Well, just for a bit. I was gonna head back
It won't
home
work.
for a little bit. That seems, defeatist.
You're welcome to try. The Citadel,
Well, how do you know? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go on.
I was gonna ask how you knew it wasn't going to work if you were a pearl in my pocket.
Well, the Citadel severed their connection to here.
Oh,
So you won't be able to bamf over there.
well, that would be an excuse why I couldn't get there. How did you know this?
It's complicated. And you see for a moment the light kind of shifts, and you see these blue wings, fairy wings, extended behind her. Very like a monarch, but also very reminiscent of those stained glass windows you see on buildings, of the harmony and relationship of different blues. You're not just seeing one, you're seeing every blue that has ever been created is transcribed upon her wings with flecks of black and silver. Well, it's a bit complicated, but you remember Miele, right?
Yes.
Through my counsel with her, she severed the connection.
Okay. Well, then why was the connection severed?
You've seen bits of this place already, haven't you? It's forgotten. It's time.
I mean, this
moves
town,
differently.
this city, with all the people and doing their things, it's not really forgotten when people live here.
True, but it's forgotten if they don't actually leave.
Well, I mean, it can't be, it could be forgotten by others, but they know it's there.
They know.
We know it's there. We went in. You know it's there. So that's not forgotten.
Forgotten by the rest of the world, perhaps, would be the better word for it.
Well, how do we get out then and tell everyone this place exists so it's not forgotten?
You can leave the normal way, but things like moving to the Citadel from here, well, for all intents and purposes, they've completely shut that off. They've warded against our ability to go there. I haven't been able to go back in a very long time.
Why did they decide to forget it then? It sounds like they decided to forget everything and cut everything off.
She kind of looks at you for a moment, and you see her eyes kind of scrunching up with a question. Do you hang on to mistakes or do you forget them?
So it's a mistake then. They're trying to hide it. It's not forgotten, it's hidden. That's two different things.
Could be.
So, you know my next question then. Why is it hidden?
Are you
What was
sure-
the grand mistake?
Are you sure you're ready to know?
No, but I feel like this had to happen for a reason now.
And why do you want to know?
Huh? Excuse me?
Why do you want to know?
Well, I was trying to leave. You started glowing, told me I couldn't leave, told me everything was forgotten. Now everything's hidden. I feel like it's almost like you'd want me to know more than I wanted to know, but now I actually want to know.
You see a little bit of a smile kind of gracing her face. There's deep sadness still in her eyes, but you can still see, like, for a moment, there's a levity with her. You remind me of me. Back when things were simpler. I think for this next bit, we're gonna need your friends. I don't have enough power to show you everything.
I mean, you don't have. You could just tell me.
Showing will be truthfully the easier way.
I actually very much understand that. I have a friend named Blackstone, and I've just stopped explaining things and just have him show footage now. It's actually a very fun trick.
Sure. Well, in the meantime, the battle that you're going up against, you're gonna need every asset and possibility, those moments. You're still finding your way, aren't you?
Yes.
And you kind of see for a moment she nods and then kind of takes a very ready stance. Well, want to learn something?
And Oria doesn't change her stance, but she just nods.
Okay. Can you go ahead and roll a dexterity savings throw for me, please?
Natural 20 for a 28.
Nice. Okay. She leans forward and you see her wings almost vibrating behind her, shifting to points. And you can see the spiritual energy she's pulling from her wings, from herself, from the area around her. As she strikes forward, her palms all of a sudden glowing that same white misty color, striking, and you just quickly deflect.
For flavor, I think
Yeah.
since Oria sees she's fighting another fairy, she knows how to fight fairies. Fairies fight high.
Yeah.
So Oria actually slides down and goes under.
Perfect. Yeah, I love this. And you see she gives a nod of like slight surprise, but also happiness at the same time. Can you please roll a spirit savings throw for me, please?
Oh god, I forgot how to do that.
So it's a +2 for you, if I recall.
Okay, d20 plus 2. God, we can't afford to keep losing this. 2!
2. Okay.
And I take a nap.
You were able to block the physical blow, but you realize this blow perhaps has a delay. As it feels like your very soul has just been punched in the gut.
Yeah.
And you feel yourself lock up for a moment. And then slowly relax. She didn't do any damage. You're not losing any spirit.
Welcome back, I'm dead.
Welcome back. She kind of grins as she sees like your features locking up and like probably for a moment, that moment of fear of oh fuck in your eyes, and then oh wait, you're still good. You can still move. You can still do all the things that you need to. See, so we're gonna have our work cut out for us. Over the next few minutes, it seems like at least, she trades glances with you, punching every now and then, whipping out a weapon, seems to just pulling a strand through the air to kind of just have at it as you two are going back and forth. Can you make a roll? Make a dexterity roll and then add your spirit modifier, which is a +2.
Check or saving throw?
It's just a check. Yep.
Okay. That's the wrong button. 22.
22. You're quickly getting tired. This is a little bit different than what you're used to, but it's like when you're moving muscles that you haven't in a long time. It feels good, but you can already feel the soreness kind of settling in. After a little bit, she kind of raises her hand up, and these looks almost like fairy dust kind of settling in on you, rejuvenating you for a little bit of if you know, a couple cuts and bruises that you had, healing up fully. With this, and she'll train with you for a bit more, but I'm going to speed up time a little bit. You will be able to, once for short rest, you can infuse spirit energy around you by rolling a d10 and pulling that and adding that to your damage when you hit things.
Yes.
So
That's sick as fuck.
so you'll basically mechanically you'll roll a d10 to add to the roll, and that will be the damage that you have. So plus whatever else you're doing with it.
Awesome.
Trains you a bit more.
I think for now it looks very weak when she's trying it. I'm gonna say what it really looks like for flavor when we actually use
Sure.
it for a fight. But it's like sparking just bits of energy right now. It looks like it kind of hurts her every time she does it.
What does it look like? You said spark, so what's the color? What does it sound like?
Right now it's just kind of a desperate pull.
Okay.
And you feel it looks like it's too much energy too fast, but then it like dies off and then it comes back a little bit, and it's very weak right now.
Okay. Love it. So after a few moments of like watching this happen, correcting your stance every now and then, like with consent, like checking with you the entire time, like correcting your posture, showing you to, you know, not just to basically use what you have learned, your foundation, but to expand it. That your wings, that your whole body is an extension of yourself, but so is your soul, and the ripple effects that you can do with that. I'm gonna add one more thing to that because I realized I forgot to say this. So it also does damage to that. You can also heal up to that same amount with that D10.
Jordan's trying to keep me alive so bad.
Keep you and the rest of the
Yay.
party alive. But yes.
I'm just over here like, punish her!
I've gone down almost every fight.
You've done pretty well. You've done pretty well.
I'm very excited.
So
As it like kind of wraps up, you see Oria use that ability to just like heal up, and it's just a purple, almost starlight void just goes over her, and this kind of goes away and fades.
I hope. I know it's not exactly the answer you want, but this will help you. At least going forward for now. But I
Okay,
can't promise the rest will make sense soon.
Okay. Well, thank you. Should I? How do I? Do I just pull the pearl out again when I get to my friends and say, "Meet, Yua"?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. Well, then I probably should get back to the. I'm sure it's only been a few minutes. I'm sure they're still at the hotel.
Of course. The hotel?
Stable, inn, marketplace, bedroll lane, wherever we stayed 20 minutes ago when I entered this place. We were at a hotel.
She just
I
kind of
forgot what
nods, like, okay.
This town's hostels are called.
Okay.
The Hilton.
The Hilton. We're at the Hilton Express and Garden
Marriott
Inns.
Bonvoy.
Mm-hmm.
No, I only had Hilton points this month.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit of time just to rest a little bit. It took a bit of magic to contact you, but wanted to try and save you the energy of trying to get back to the Citadel, at least from here. But still give you
We'll talk
something.
about that later.
Yeah,
I still want to know more about that and figure out what the Citadel is hiding.
of course. Of course. All right. I will leave you to it then. For now. but I'm here if you need anything.
Thank you.
And she kind of gives you a little smile, holds out her, like, to bump fist.
Fist bump?
Yep. And you find yourself laying on that same stonework. Now, late afternoon sun. You're
It's
hungry. You're
It's been
super
longer than
hungry.
a few minutes. I think they'd understand if I went and got breakfast first. And I'm gonna go find food.
Okay. You pop by the nearest tavern, which they give you some looks as they're just seeing just how dirty you are. It looks like you basically were rolling around in the dirt for for a while.
Not
Alright.
unusual.
And you see a behind the counter what appears to be a tiefling woman with their horns are twisted, looking almost like roots of a growing tree. Kind of green skin with bright, thank you, Salem, purple eyes. Kind of giving you a quizzical look. They look like they're in their like mid to late 30s. Do you want some late lunch, dinner?
Oh, food? I'm good with pretty much anything. What the special is?
Okay, I think we have a pot pie, or we could probably whip up some.
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay, perfect. And drink?
Two though.
Two?
Two pot pies.
They're
Yes,
rather
please.
large, are you sure?
Oh, can you wrap the other one to go?
Sure, I can do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And drink-wise?
Actually, make that three pot pies.
Three?
And wrap two of them to go.
Okay. Okay. she kind of gives you a look of, okay. Taking everything in. After a few minutes, you do see she comes out with what looks like these miniature kind of cauldrons where the pot pies have been wrapped up. Little to-go boxes for you. All right. That's going to be in total about 8 gold.
Oh, I can afford that. Yes, here you go. Give her 8 gold.
Perfect. And you know what? We threw in some ale on the house.
Oh, thank you.
Just to wash it down. So
Oh, and this is a lovely little cauldron that you put it in. It's made of metal. That's perfect. Thank you.
you're welcome, dear. Have a good rest of your evening.
You too. Thank you. I'm gonna like just kind of take mine to go and eat it as I'm walking.
Yep. And it tastes delicious. You feel rejuvenated, but it's very much like oh no, I forgot to eat because I was hyper focusing on something for a long time. It's very
Not
much
something
that.
I know at all.
Yep.
I don't know what that feels like.
Me calling out this entire cast.
I ate before this game today. Okay.
That makes one of us. You easily can wind your way around through Falk. Where are you headed? The last thing that you probably had heard the group talking about was they had talked about going to the archives, going to a couple different places, the Druid's Grove, things like that.
I'm gonna go back to wherever we stayed.
The
I
hearth.
don't know what building
The
it was
hearth.
in.
Yep.
Yes, I'll go there. If they're not there, I'm just gonna kind of start going, following their trail.
Okay. All right. You eventually find yourself not at the hearth, the group. You find yourself in front of a somewhat broken tree. The trunk of it's largely been cut. And you can see on the front of it, sorry, my brain's struggling, there's a facade. And there's several individuals pictured on the facade itself. But you notice one that Blackstone has pointed out previously as the figure that they've seen in visions before. They're kind of holding their hands out above, almost looking up to, it could be the sun, it could be the moon, something. It's hard to tell on this facade because it's very weathered away. But the door is ajar. Do you go in?
Mouthful of pot pie. Oh, excuse me, do you know what this is? To, like, some guy on the street.
You see a kind of elderly furbolg, kind of, he's walking with a cane. What?
All the pictures in the building and the trees ajar?
I don't know. that pot
You don't
pie?
know what. Do you want part of it? If I give you part of it, if you could tell me why this tree has pictures on it.
I mean, art? I don't know.
Well, then you don't get half a pot pie. I'm sorry, sir. We just lost this game.
Didn't want to.
You over there, sir. Do you know why this tree has pictures on it? I'll give you half a quarter of a pot pie.
Why don't you roll a persuasion check for me, please?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Natural 20 for a 19!
Low. It's still a success. I love it. You find
That quarter pot pie pushes that negative one away.
you find a looks to be half-elven woman in her late teens. She's kind of sitting there sketching with a pad of paper and a quill, kind of watching everything that happened. You can see that there's like still a crowd that's dispersing. There seems to have been some kind of entertainment happening at some point. So it seems to be sketching down, and you can actually see in the notebook it appears to be a little gnome with an owlbear kind of dancing around the square. You're right in front of like the statues that you saw coming in.
Does it look like Toby?
It does look like Toby.
Oh, excuse me, I don't mean to bother you, but that little gnome in the picture.
Yeah.
Have you seen him recently?
I
Know
think-
what this picture tree is? What are those two? I have a quarter of a pot pie for the answer.
Ooh, pie's always great. They were performing here earlier, and collecting some funds. People were throwing gold.
That makes sense, yes.
They did a great job. It was really entertaining.
Oh, they're very, very talented.
They are. I believe I saw them head over to the archives over there. As for the picture thing, that's actually, and she kind of, you see, she pulls out her glasses.
She pulls them out just to push them
Yeah,
up.
just to push them up. Well, actually, that's not pictures, it's a facade. It's to pay homage to the Guardians of Felk, basically. So we have the main, we call her goddess, but she's not actually a god, she's just a protector. At the very center there, and you see her kind of giving that very tour guide kind of like looking like, I see this portrait is dated back to blah blah blah.
Who's this interesting gentleman right here, as I point to the one we've seen before?
Oh, gentle lady. That
Gentle lady. I'm sorry, I don't.
it's all right. She's
hard
wearing
to
a
tell
mask,
with
and her hair is
humanoids.
kind of all over the place. It's a little difficult to see. So that is Carmen. Carmen is the daughter, and she gestures back to this somewhat broken statue of our founders. So she was priestess, goddess, whatever you want to call it. So she
Interesting.
basically was charged with keeping us safe. So that's
Interesting.
she died, so they immortalized her
Oh.
here.
Is everyone in these pictures dead? I mean, sorry, facade.
Thank you. You saw like a little bit of an annoyance like pop up.
I understand the importance of semantics sometimes.
It's very, very important. I don't know. I just know about Carmen at least. She died a long time ago.
Well, at least I don't have to wonder where in the world she is, so. Thank you for your explanation. I need to find the little gnome in the picture. That's, I very much would like to see the show.
Wonderful. Well, I think they're in there. I don't know what they're doing, but
I've already walked off.
Okay,
She said they're in there, and I just
bye-bye.
walk off. I gave her the quarter of the pie, and I'm gone.
perfect. You just see her like eating and going back to sketching. All right. You find yourself within a large library, and when I say large, this looks so different from the outside. You have bookshelves that are expanding upwards anywhere from 15, 20, 30 feet, lined with books, scrolls. In the very center of the room, there's like this beam of light, and you can see there's this butterfly podium made of gold that seems to be holding some parchments and stuff. What also catches your eye, off to the left, you can see that the floor itself is made of either obelisk or onyx, and you can see your friends. They're beneath you. They're not it's not like a normal house where they look up and you see them. They're almost upside down to you, like reflections that are not actually reflected around from the library. They seem
Okay.
to be in another portion of this place. And you see off to the left by the archway where that butterfly podium is, there is a darkened door that has shadow pouring out of it.
Oh, well, that looks... Theodora! What? I know why she can't hear me, and I'm gonna think, Blackstone, I'm very close. I see you guys, and I'm gonna send a message to Blackstone without casting the spell, because Oria still 100% believes that Blackstone can always send a message to Blackstone anywhere.
Sure.
Blackstone, you upside down. How do I, I'm just gonna, there's a shadowy door?
So,
Huh, how do I get to you?
Blackstone, as you all are kind of sitting there reclining, still kind of digesting a lot of the news that you just got about the passageway of the stars, you hear
The Charlie Brown
Yeah.
teacher noise.
I feel like just for effect
You're on the
and
wrong- you gotta tune in.
flavor, for effect and flavor, because I think
Yeah.
this is going to be fun. I think let me see. I think the rest of you are all downstairs, so
Yep.
y'all can see like a faint like indigo halo flickering into and out of existence over my head.
But like an antenna. Do we need to adjust it?
Like it's one of those things like
Like those old rabbit
all of
ears.
Yeah, I
think-
need to climb. I need to climb up on the roof to manually like adjust the satellite dish so I can get a good TV signal.
About to pull some foil on that shit, see if we can get a
Yeah.
better signal.
Yeah.
like I think Deodora and Toby would know, like that is a thing that happens whenever Black Zone is like trying to communicate to people with their mind. So but normally it's like a solid indigo like halo that appears above his head. So to have it flickering in and out of existence is like what weird things are going on, but you have an idea of what it is. Black Zone is, well, that's unusual.
Who are you trying to talk to?
We're right
Um,
here.
Well, about that, it seems a little bit less like I'm talking to someone. Someone seems to be trying to reach me. Should I respond?
Do you have a sense of who it is?
Oh, well, I usually do. It's,
Can you screen call?
oh, well, this is pleasant news. I wasn't expecting her to be back from her meeting yet.
Is it Oria?
And I use like a little minor illusion thing to be like, it's this person, and it's just like a fuzzy image of Oria.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope!
Oh.
Oria, is that you? Where
yes,
are you?
So,
I
Oria,
just walked in and I
hang on.
see you.
So,
Oh.
Oria, you
Oh,
hear
no.
in response the sound of gasping, a breath.
Uh-oh. Blackstone! Blackstone, you in trouble! Blackstone! Theodora!
I'm not in. Oh, panic. Well, I guess that would explain why this is also kind of a fuzzy situation. Let me try this. And instead, there is just open space that extends, like, that just has, like, no discernible borders or horizon or whatever. There's just an open space. And Black Zone is just there waving at Oria.
Can I see Blackstone?
You just see a shadowy figure. You do not see Blackstone.
Okay. Thinking that they're in trouble, I'm gonna get real angry and I'm gonna try to poof through this floor
Okay.
to them.
Can you please
So-
roll a Constitution saving throw?
Well, first I gotta spend a flurry of blows.
Mm-hmm.
Key point. Constitution saving throw.
Can we see Oria?
At this point with Blackstone, yeah, you can kind of see her. It's
So
very.
we just
You're just seeing her flutter around.
and then start
I'm-
punching the air
Yep.
wildly.
It did not matter. I did not poof.
Okay.
Should
Oh.
I?
So I tried again.
I'm going to walk upstairs and retrieve her. I think that might be for the best.
I failed again.
Can-
I'm just like
can I-
angrily just. Where are my friends?
Blackstone says that they're gonna go up and get Oria, and Theodora like zooms
Oh,
past
sorry.
them.
Theodora booking past, going through the stairway, through the shadow, and Oria, after struggling for a bit, you
12
found
seconds.
another presence join you.
Theodora!
Can she see
She
me?
can
Is it
see you.
Theodora?
Yes.
Okay, just
Yep.
making sure.
I will
Um,
say this: Theodora looks a little bit different. It's almost like whether the shadows have tinged the armor for a moment. It's just the shadows are sticking to you. They're not roiling off of you like Javian is, but they are kind of coated, so you're almost looking like you've been in shadow paint or one of those kind of things. It's just it's encompassing you.
It's kind of like Blackstone says, I'm gonna go get and then I take off past them before they can finish their sentence, and dive through like the shadowy portal and just sort of tackle Oria in a hug before.
Immediately.
Why are you all shouting? Also, I've been trying to follow you for a while. I brought you a pot pie.
Where is it?
It's right here, and I hold up the pot pie.
Is it a whole pot pie or is it like a quarter of a pot pie?
No, you get. I bought 3 pot pies. I
Okay.
ate most of one. I have 2 wrapped up.
Okay, I had to ask. Oh,
I
Thank
know
you
my
so
pot
much.
pie inventory.
You- oh, thanks. You know I would.
I
be
brought this for
hungry.
you.
Thanks. How was your meeting?
Oh, it was fine. The Pearl was talking to me, and apparently, something bad is going to happen, and we needed to all be together. But she's going to be very tired, so I don't think we would be able to talk to her again till maybe tomorrow. Oh, I brought a pot pie for Toby as well. Where's Toby?
Oh, we have to go back that way, and I
Oh.
just point to the shadow.
And like
Walk off.
right when you say that is when Blackstone shows up, several moments delayed because
Yes, sir.
Theodora ran as quickly as possible.
Shoved you. You had to get
Yeah,
up from
they-
prone. Oh, Blackstone. I know you don't eat, but I brought this cauldron for you.
I will ask questions about that later, but it is nice to receive a present.
And I hand another. Toby! I had a pot pie to Toby.
Oh, Toby's
Toby.
just coming up. And
Okay.
Captain. Wait,
Captain?
what's my
No,
accent?
Oria.
No. I was talking to Captain and Dribble before we get to Oria. Captain.
Oria has not met them. Has not met them yet, Toby.
No, I know.
Toby isn't
What is
there yet. I'm
happening?
sorry.
Toby's not with us.
I forced Toby into the scene, and Toby did not come up the stairs.
No,
Toby.
before Toby goes up the stairs, he turns to Captain and Dribble and says,
Cribble.
Captain. God damn it. You know what?
Dribble is a better name, okay? It's
Dribble because he
terrible
be
voice, it dribbles.
spitting.
Yes.
Cribble. And
Cribbles.
says, oh,
I just remember like cribbles and bits.
Wow, you're that old.
Sir.
I know.
Okay.
How is that a whole
Let's
thing? Is that not a thing anymore?
No.
Okay, I don't believe you.
Yeah, I don't either.
and she says, Captain, Cribble, we might need you to meet this wonderful person. And then Toby just runs. And, Oria, you're back.
Does
Is
that mean I'm
pie?
going to have to come back
What?
down here?
Oh, Toby! Hello! Yes, I brought you a pie. I also
Oh, no.
I heard you gave a performance, and it was very good.
And Toby does the jump spell and jumps up like,
Oh! Hello!
yeah, you're back.
I'm back, and I brought you a pot pie.
It was so nice. I don't have any. No, let me see. I don't know. Here you go. And I just give Oria a feather, an albert
Oh,
feather.
thank
Here
you.
you go.
Thank you. I just assumed everybody hungry when I got back.
Oh, we are.
'cause
And
we're always
by the
hungry.
way, this is the captain and Cripple.
Hello. Who is that? The captain? Captain of what?
Oh, he's captain.
Captain
of a ship
Draven
called
Tyborn.
of the
Oh.
Damp Daddy.
What is it, Dad?
That's the name of this.
Oh, well, he is a person who works on a boat, which is a thing that we both have in common as far as our histories go, and that is.
Oh, that's true. You did roll. I'm sorry. Nice to meet you. Sorry.
But
your name is Damp Daddy?
He's also a parent.
No, my name
Oh, you're a parent.
is
Congratulations.
Captain Draven Tyborn.
Oh, Captain
This
Tidehorn.
here
I'm sorry.
is Cribble. Hi!
Cripple. Oh, hello, Cripple. Oh, and this is Beans. And all of a sudden, like, a blink cat comes out of nowhere.
Oh my God.
Displacer Beast.
Displacer.
Sparky.
Oh, what?
Sparky shows up.
Hey,
Sparky
Blink Cat?
It's a blink
You're just
kitty.
making up shit.
No, no, we did. They found a baby. They found like a little
We found a
baby
mini
displacer beast.
beast. To go with my mini blink dog. Oria, as Beans comes out, Sparky sort of jumps out through the portal and is
Sparky.
bigger than you remember him to be.
I've been gone for like 12 hours. What?
Uh,
How did you get bigger?
A lot's
we gone?
happened in like 2 days.
It's been like
12
15 minutes.
hours?
I left.
It's been two
Okay.
days.
I left. I went to the portal. I fell asleep on the
Mhm.
portal with the pearl
Yep.
talked to me. I woke up. I
Yep.
got pies and I came here. Like all in
Yeah,
the
that
same
was-
afternoon. Morning.
No, that was 2 days ago.
Oh, that explains way more of the reaction. I'm very sorry. Again, it's all been within. It's been the same day.
I think Theodora turns to like Draven and is like, "See, I told you the time works really weird over there."
I hand Oria a pencil.
Oh, thank you.
You
Did-
gave this to me to help
You're right.
keep myself calm when you left until you got back. I thought I would return it.
Thank you.
I like how you have a pen. So
Does she put everything
That's-
in her mouth?
Only
Who
if
are
I
you
think it might be
asking?
food, or given in the idea of food, or of. I just sometimes you just put things in your mouth to see if they're edible.
Well, honestly, no. She doesn't put a lot of things in her mouth. However, she does punch most things.
I do also punch.
Yeah, usually in the mouth.
yeah,
I try to put my fist in other things' mouths.
that's true.
I would prefer if that did not happen to me.
Is that
Well,
why you
don't give-
didn't? Is that why you
don't.
didn't bring him a pie?
Well, I didn't actually know he existed. I'm very sorry.
We existed, thank you very much.
Well, I pull out a piece of beef jerky and give it to Gribble. I have a gift for you, of course.
Cribble takes the jerky. Draven just. I mean, it's still a gift. Yes, so this has been quite the journey already. It is a pleasure to meet you, Oria.
So how did you get is this place near water?
No.
No.
How did your boat get here?
It
Where is your
didn't.
boat? So wait,
Draven has to be a parent again because this kid is asking like,
This is really what it feels like. And
just
Draven's
questions
just like,
without giving an answer.
Oria sees a much more stable image of herself in a miniaturized version in the palm of Blackstone's hand and goes, "Oh, well, to answer your question," and then there is a map change with a miniature version of the city of Jorix.
oh, you're getting much more detailed.
Practice. It's important. But also, I think that
Draven.
the captain can explain this. Also,
points at the docks. That's where my boat is.
there's a zoom in at the point that he points at.
And how far away is that from here?
A long way.
Bar.
From what I know about pirates, they tend to stay close to the boats or ship captains. Or most boat.
Definitely not a pirate. 100%, 1000% even, not a
Not
pirate.
a pirate. That's less fun.
He
Wait,
hasn't
can
been
something be-
radicalized. He hasn't been radicalized yet, so he's not a pirate.
Wait a minute.
Well, everything about people who live on the sea for long periods of time, who walk around and call themselves captain, not near a boat, is usually a general of some kind or a pirate.
Captain, how exactly is it that you came through to more than 100% of something?
Oh, has never told you that Blackstone takes things quite literally.
Yes, I'm starting to understand that.
That's usually in our introduction. I'm very sorry.
No, it's fine.
I-
It's fine.
I did tell him.
She did.
Oh, well then that's awesome.
I used exaggeration to make emphasis
Oh,
to perhaps get the point further across that I am not a pirate. Does that make sense?
This is hyperbole.
Exactly.
Anyway, welcome back, Oria.
Well,
thank you. So
Yeah.
why are we all shadowy people now?
Right.
Um, turn to Theodora.
there's another section of the library that's in the shadow weave or the shift weave. So, it's only accessed if we step into that space.
It doesn't feel very nice, to be honest with you.
Oh, right. I should probably warn you about this part because entering that section of the library requires you to think of a very difficult thing, and most importantly, how you have managed to grow as a person because of it. I will warn you about that before you step through the portal. It can be a
You're
I
already
didn't-
done with. You're already done with.
I
this
did
part,
not
right?
have
I
that
don't have to go
experience.
into this room anymore. Like we don't have to go back through there. I don't have to do this.
Are we finished
done
with
here?
study? I don't know if we're finished with our studies.
Well,
I can read the shift weave.
Wait, you can.
It's the
read
one thing I can read. No,
shift
just
weave?
that. It's
Oh,
not really
that's
reading. It's like
amazing.
images. Yes.
Well, it kind of
I'm so
you
proud
know
of you.
the thing
you.
that we do where
It took no
occasionally I will show you a set of images to help remind you of something.
Yes.
Well, it's kind of the same thing, except that
Oh.
that section of the library has knowledge, but has far greater knowledge than I do of most of the world's history.
Can you copy it? If we found like the source of the history, could we maybe give it to you?
Well, there's a person down there. I don't think they would want me to copy them.
Oh, I didn't realize it was a person. I thought it was like a giant a mechanical device that held knowledge.
Not enough disk space.
Oh, that's bad. We need to upgrade the RAM.
Mechanical.
Well, I probably could.
God.
I suppose if we're talking about making room for the capacity for that knowledge, I could do that. But then, well, if I read the blueprints for other things that I have learned recently, I would not be Blackstone anymore.
I don't want to lose Blackstone.
Might be
Well, then what-
Dabstone or something.
What is the next point? So what should we do? Go back down?
Everyone just still like is quiet and stares at Draven like.
So do we need to go back down there and learn more, or
Are we finished
As
with that?
as I understand it, we might. There was a moment that we asked for something that was a particularly difficult part of history to draw from, and so we were taking a break at the time that you arrived.
Oh, I did find out something weird about the city. You can't
Oh.
use teleportation circles out of it, or really magically travel out. They kept saying it was forgotten, but it sounds more like it was forgotten on purpose. That something was hidden here, something bad, that things didn't want to remember.
I mean, Felk,
Yes.
where we
this
are
whole
right
town-
now.
Yes, I forgot that Felk, right? The whole town of Felk. I forgot the name of the city. I didn't write that. Yes, all of Felk is just like been
Yeah.
forgotten and hidden by magic, and so there's something very high, powerful people here are ashamed of.
Well,
I don't know
All
if
the
they're
cities.
ashamed of it. I think they're trying to protect it.
Or hide something.
well,
I don't know. Usually, I think of
It could be
something
the same
ashamed.
thing.
I can certainly confirm the hiding part as well. Among the other memories I have, I am aware that I was a citizen here.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. So, I was told that no one's left here,
That's not
but
true.
you have left here. Well, that's what the person in the pearl in my pocket said.
My
Well, I think the easiest way to say that is, well, I have been displaced. I am unaware at this moment why.
So I don't think we could do it right now, but I would very much like maybe tomorrow for you to talk to the person who lives in my pocket. She was around when they got rid of the connection, or was part of something that involved getting rid of the connection. So maybe between the two of you, you can know more.
I feel like maybe I'm not the one that she should talk to, but I can think of who maybe she should.
Oh, excellent.
Oria, can you take everybody to meet the person in your pocket?
Probably, but I don't think we can go to the pocket person till tomorrow.
Oh.
Did
okay.
I hear that correctly?
You what?
A person in your pocket.
Yes, actually, she's her name is Yu. She is a person who lives in the pearl in my pocket. So it's really actually the person to the pearl in my pocket. So the PPP, person pearl pocket, and she holds out the pearl and puts it back in her pocket.
Let's try it.
She is my pocket pal. Her name is Yu. I guess she lives in this pearl, and she was here at one point in time.
Jordan, what is the name of the library guy? I literally can never remember.
Javian.
Javian.
Thank you so much. I was like,
and I'm gonna correct
Jarvis.
April.
Jarvis.
UA.
Jarvis.
UA.
UA.
Javelin.
Javian is the library person. UA is the pearl.
Maybe UA could talk to Javian.
Oh, we could try that.
They're the librarian and the shift weave portion.
Oh, well then they probably know the most. But did they know anything about something being hidden here? Or forgotten on purpose?
We have not asked them.
Haven't asked that. Yeah.
But
Actually,
A lot
very
of
technically,
things-
the person that we intended to ask was
ask was
processing. Their name started with a G.
not Gremlin. Fuck.
Gremlin.
No, not Greenwich.
Keegan? Is that it?
Keegan. Gidget. Yes. Okay.
Wow.
Keegan.
I believe the person that we
Gogurt.
wanted to talk to was
Gogurt. Yeah. Gogurt.
Right, Gigan. It took me a moment, but Gigan, and as I understand it, very aggressively.
Understand it aggressively, or he is aggressive?
No, we were gonna be aggressive.
Oh, we were going to be aggressive with Gigan.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Why? I mean, not that I'm against being aggressive with someone, but why do we want to be aggressive against Gigan?
I can't remember. This is me talking. I don't fucking remember. I don't remember
Well,
shit.
this is like, we found out that there was a citadel here that was set up as part of the
Yes.
city to like both house and protect things, and well, some of that hasn't been maintained, and things have subsequently escaped the city that have put several people in danger, and well,
Yep.
it was met with rather an whoopsie doodle about that situation
Yeah.
rather than aggressive and protective actions. And so I guess our question is exactly why were you, I believe this is one of those idiomatic expressions that I get to use. Why were you asleep at the wheel? I do not think they were holding a wheel or that they were asleep, but they were certainly not paying attention to their duties.
That was a very good use
Yeah.
of that, by the way. I just wanted to give you.
Also, you'd use whoopsie doodle.
Yes, two very good. Who did you learn whoopsie doodle from? Who taught you that?
I spent a couple of days reading a bunch of notes and talking to random people in town.
Oh, interesting.
That's growth.
So should we go beat up on Gigan now?
Before we could do that,
I still, I just a moment, if you don't mind, because I'm still trying to catch up on everything that just got said. We are going to go and beat on someone named Gigan, but I'm not entirely sure why.
Oh
Oh,
no,
well-
we were going to speak with them rather aggressively. I do not think there is any there's any intention of doing violence at this time.
Not yet.
I mean, if you do a violence to them, I can heal them up. So you could do another violence to them, and we could
Oh,
just
that's-
rotate that until he actually tells us everything we need to know.
Oh,
I feel
we
like that's just
that.
torture.
Is it?
While they're talking
Ready,
about
please.
being violent with Geegan, Theodore's just gonna quietly go
Go
back through
back.
the portal. No, she's actually gonna go back to the library.
Okay. At that moment, you kind of see Javian has gotten up from his resting place, and you can see him very taking the blanket you had placed on him while he was napping, folding it up and putting it in the chair. And you can see to the side what appears to be a small tea kettle with several cups. The scent of lavender, iris, and other kind of florals kind of immediately hit your senses as he kind of turns to you as he's about to sip some tea. I'm guessing they are also a friend of yours.
Oh, yeah, that's Oria. She was away for a couple days. I think she's a little reluctant to come through. The others told her about, I guess they had to show a moment of growth or something. I don't know. That didn't happen to me.
Oh. It's... Oftentimes when we're going into, whether it be darkness or shadow, and I think that could be one of the reasons why a lot of people are hesitant, you typically have to kind of delve further into yourself. The shift weave, the shadow weave, they're one and the same, but you have to take a moment to think of a low point and how you overcame that. It's basically helping to visualize that transition from up there to down here, or wherever you might be when you're going into the shift weave. It's a visual of it.
Yeah. No, I think I understand.
It can be scary, though. Not a lot of people like to think about particularly heavy or challenging moments, or moments they're not proud of.
I guess I don't understand that. I mean, I understand, like, being afraid, but isn't that how you grow?
It is. You just got a lot of knowledge in the last couple of hours. That's growth. It takes time. You are one that is almost constantly moving, from what I can tell at least.
I have a lot of energy.
That, but I also just mean when you're deciding, when you're pushing forward, you don't freeze. You don't pause. You're constantly moving, adapting as you go. Others need a moment, need that time to process. So that way, when they do make the decisions, hopefully they won't regret them in the end.
You know, I think everybody should spend like maybe 1 or 2 years just roaming out in the wilds, because you learn very quickly how to adapt to things.
I would agree.
Suppose maybe I'm lucky that that's how I grew up.
Makes you strong.
What is the person in the pearl's name again? Yua?
UA.
Yue?
Mhm.
Do you know somebody named Yue?
And you kind of see him pause for a moment of like surprise, reaching his eyes and his eyebrows. The rest of him is still very kind of stoic, kind of somewhat giving you a quizzical, somewhat cocky look. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Well, my friend who just came back said that they just met that person in a pearl.
That's impossible. Last I
Oria
know,
has no reason to lie.
well, and apologies, I wasn't saying that she was lying. You kind of see him grappling with some thoughts for a moment, his head kind of going back and forth, his facial expression kind of seemingly trying to sort through some thoughts. Well, stranger things, I guess, have happened. I believe you, and I believe your friend, but, last news that I had heard about Yue is that she had died, so you can imagine I'm a little bit surprised to hear that she's around.
Well, maybe nobody truly dies.
Well, that is memory, so...
They mentioned something about this village being hidden or hiding something. Well, we know this village is hidden because it's safeguarded with magic and everything, and almost seems trapped in time in a lot of ways. But is there something being protected here?
I can't think of anything truthfully, besides the knowledge at least in this library, but maybe it's people, if things are happening again. I don't truthfully know.
I'm gonna convince Oria to come over here to talk to you.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Oh my god, I hate you,
I
Dimples.
hate you, Dimples. God damn it.
I really hate you. That's like the most disgusting image I've ever seen, I'm not gonna lie. It's so gross. I don't know. She's not that hard to convince, and I think if she knows that there's information here that will be helpful and in helping her understand, then she'll come over here.
Happy to help in any way I can.
Maybe have another one of those cloaks available so she could see you.
Sure. I'll, You guys see him looking around for a moment. See if we have any more. I'll be back. And you see him kind of just putting the tea down and stepping through one of the hallways, kind of disappearing through it.
Yeah. And then Deodore will sort of step back to where everybody else is probably still debating the logistics of beating Keegan up.
If we just hit him really fast and really hard, then we don't have to hit him very often.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
Oh,
just going very quick.
Oria, I do want to mention that we went to the past.
What do you mean you went to the past? Like the past
Well,
past?
it's more like we saw the past, and there was a big battle, but there was a huge, gigantic boy mouth with teeth that was trying to eat the world, and that's why we kind of need help Theodora get a really powerful sword, and I don't know, I guess prevent the mouth from eating it all.
Okay, we need to get a sword so Deodora can stop a mouth from eating the world. Okay.
Well, very particularly, it is a sword that only someone who is connected to the shift weave can wield.
Oh, okay. So I think that doesn't seem like that big of a problem.
And we
What's the
have to,
biggest thing?
get back to Droix where my daughter is, and it's in
Oh, you
grave
actually are a
danger.
daddy. They weren't just saying that.
No, both me and Cribble are parents.
Why would I?
Yeah,
why-
I have
Wait.
like 12 kids. It's fine.
Together? I mean, I don't judge. I just wanted to make sure.
Cribble and Draven just share a look at each other and then a look at you, like, and it's clearly the fuck.
But you can they're adopted. I don't judge
They-
relations.
They are not wed, as far as I am aware.
Can someone
don't
also
need to
tell me what
be-
cribble is?
You don't.
I don't.
You don't.
Cribble
need to
is
be
a
wed to have
grung.
children.
Even better. I'm still standing by
He
my statement.
sits on Draven's shoulder.
I stand by my statement.
Logistically, I don't know how that would work.
You could have adopted. There's more than one way to make a family,
They
damn it.
call him Draven the Impaler.
Anyways. Dora's
Anyways,
coming back up the creepy stairs.
At some point, Deodora, though. Well, when Deodora gets back, we should join her in the. Well, I would say subterranean, but that's not quite accurate. Anyway, the lower library.
you mean the Hell Basement?
Wouldn't that be another plane of existence?
It's what it felt like I went to. I remembered some awful, awful things.
Don't trust anything that's called a library after the last incident.
Libraries are awesome.
They're
I-
horrible. There are dragons that beat you up if you come too close or do anything they don't like. And then gods don't stop it. Librarians die all the time. It's just miserable every time.
What libraries have you been in?
The last
So far-
library we went to killed me. Literally killed me. I mean,
Well-
almost killed me. I was on the doorstep of death, and they brought me back. But
Well, to be fair, this library is far more pleasant. It's in my hometown, and it has flying books.
Yes, as long as we don't go
Fine.
down into the Hell Basement,
books
it's
does
fine.
sound very interesting.
Why do you keep calling it a hell basement?
Because when I go down there, my memories are hellacious. And then I have to think about how I got over those awful, awful things that happened. You know, people dying, ships exploding, so on and so forth. You didn't experience any of this. Are you telling me none of it?
Are these things that you are particularly sad about or ashamed of, Captain?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Right. I believe that the proper response would be, and Blackstone just gives you a hug.
There's a moment of Draven just kind of like standing there, just kind of like stunned. And then it's the awkward pat, pat, pat thing.
Oh my god, the
Maybe
bad
wait.
dad hug.
Thanks.
Like
Maybe we're
the hug that dad not you're a bad father, but like that weird
You're a
awkward hug that
horrible
dads
father.
give you.
Well, he
like,
just didn't know what was coming, and especially from Blackstone, so he's more stunned than anything else, and that's why the reaction is so like awkward. And he's just like, "Thank you, Blackstone."
During the awkward hug, Oria's gonna lean to Deodora and Toby. Should we find him a cleric to talk about these things next when we're done here?
Cribble is a cleric.
But maybe not a talkingly trained cleric. There's a difference between mental medicine and physical medicine.
Correct.
As I understand it, some of these moments, as difficult as they are, part of why we are the way that we are now. And I guess in those senses, they are important to have.
Yes,
Things
that's
to
true.
things to learn from, and maybe at some point to not be ashamed of. Because, well, if it really is shameful, you have the rest of your lifetime to change it.
It's less shameful and more people dead because of decisions I made. And there's not a whole lot to do to change those things.
Oh,
But-
that's something that Oria can help with now that she's here.
Hey, what can I help with?
We'll talk about that later.
Oh, okay.
You might not be able to change those things, but it doesn't mean you can't learn from them, and that's what the
Oh.
shift weave demands of you.
Certainly, I've
If you were
learned
to
plenty.
enter
I just don't like it. Don't like remembering it. It's not good. It makes me feel uncomfortable. That's the nicest way I can put it. The other way I could have put it is borderline make me shit my pants.
Oh, that's horrible.
Get a little sick to the stomach, bubble guts happen.
This seems to be a rather unpleasant part of learning as of late, but I guess it's necessary. I almost lost Theodora only a day ago.
He lost Theodora.
Yes.
We'll have to also talk about that later.
Oria, you were there.
Never mind.
No, Oria was not here for that.
Wait,
But she was.
when did you almost lose me?
And then you
Die.
see, like, just casually changing in the illusion over here,
Theodora's like,
like,
I've been here.
like floating
Weird
bits of
bug.
like stairs that go into the sky but don't go anywhere. Random bits of castle parts floating and towers that
MC
aren't attached to the ground.
The MC
And then you
world,
see-
yes.
Like for a brief second, Diodora is like has a hand plunged into like a pit, and you see like Blackstone's arm holding her arm before the whole thing dissipates. At some point, I suppose we'll have to talk about that.
Maybe
I'm
not
not
in the
gonna
library, though.
I'm not going to tell you that that might not happen, but I will tell you that I will do what I can to prevent it from happening. But I'm not going to say it's not a possibility, because there's a lot we don't know.
Oh,
But-
Dora, all I'm gonna say is that I will do my absolute best to not let that happen ever.
I tussle Toby's hair. Thank you, Toby. Oria, Javian knows the person who's in your pearl. I asked them.
They know UA.
Yeah.
How?
I suppose you'll have to ask him.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, then
you
let's
get to go
ask
experience
him.
the awful thing that I did. Good luck.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'll be with you.
And Oria takes Theodora's hand.
That makes it 1,000% fine. I have learned things today.
Yeah, Theodora will just clutching Oria's hand, tightly, will sort of guide her into the portal.
And as you guide her down the stairs through the shadows, I think that is an excellent place for us to take our break. So, welcome back, everybody. We are going to take about a 10-minute break to get up, stretch, do bio, all that jazz. Please go hydrate and do all those things too, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes, y'all. All right. See you very soon.
Booty butt cheeks.
Your mama.
And welcome back, everybody. Hope you're able to get up, stretch, move around, get some water, hydrate. It's important. We're going to get back into this. So, to catch everybody up, Oria went on a bit of a journey, learning about some things that were going on in her pearl, speaking to a being named Yue that seemed to be residing within it, who was unable to tell exactly what was going on in Felk, but advised that the teleportation circle to the Citadel would not work, and that there had been something that had happened. There was a brief lesson that was had where Oria was given a new unique ability to use in battle to either hurt or perhaps heal those that she needs when it comes down to it. Eventually picking up some pot pies and made their way over to the archive, and met up with the rest of the group. Had their first meeting with Captain Draven and Cribble, and seemed to go relatively well. The group then decided to help bring Oria down to the shiftweave part of the library, and that is where we pick up. So, Oria, you step through the portal, and it's like submerging yourself in water. It's cold, dark. You can feel grounded. There's a connection. It's not from the darkness around you, but the light that's emitting very lightly from your hand clasped to Deodora's. In this darkness, you can see she is a sun guiding you through. But you do feel a heaviness kind of settling in around your heart and around your mind. Oria, what's a particularly low moment that you've had, and how did you overcome it?
One of her lowest moments would have to be, it's based around school. She just got out of school. Her sister is very good at what she does and is a cleric. Her mother is a cleric. Her grandmother was a cleric. She is the only one who isn't a cleric. And it's that moment when they do their testing and she had no magical ability. So she started fighting harder. She started fights as a kid, just she didn't have magic. She had to learn how to use it. And that's how she became a monk.
Stepping away from perhaps what was known, what was prescribed, whether that be through family obligation or otherwise, you found a way. You found a new path for yourself. One that had not been charted or really looked into before. That carries with you as you move forward through this darkness. The shadows moving around you, parting easily for Deodora, but for you, it's almost like moving through mud. It threatens to kind of take hold. And you can see, as you're moving through that darkness, isolated moments of time. For what is the greatest marker of time but shadow itself. All the moments you've had since meeting Deodora. Both the good and not necessarily the bad, but the heavy. And after a moment, you find yourself on the opposite side of that portal, winded. You will take 2 points of damage, necrotic.
Can I add a little flavor to that?
Of course you can, yes.
As we're coming through and as the light from Deodora starts to get brighter and like helps me through it, something inside Oria, she's a moon monk. And the light from Deodora starts kind of reflecting off her and almost helping Oria glow as she starts thinking of those memories. So she's going to reflect Deodora.
I love that. Both the sun and the moon moving through. I love that. Yep. It's gay as fuck and I love it. Yep.
We're just best friends who are also roommates.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
They were roommates.
You find yourself now in a much different part of the library. There's braziers that are kind of lit with purple flame glowing. You You can hear the tapping, and it sounds like water dripping into a basin. There's these 4 archways that are encompassing what appears to be some kind of large opal. The shelves are lined not with books, but with items. You do see scrolls, but you also see candles, you see rope, you see objects. And I think a deep part of you... Actually, let me ask this. Can you roll a history check for me, please?
17.
17. Takes a minute. They didn't really cover this as much when you were at the Citadel, but objects can be imbued with memory. Whether it be an individual person's or an event. This is Shiftweave. This is what Deodora was saying. She's able to read, whether it be these objects showing images, sights, sounds, all of that. It's a collection. You've entered into the shadow of memory, the library.
Oria is gonna kind of let go and get distracted and get really close to one and not touch it, and kind of without looking up, but to Deodora, you can read memories. Is that what they are? That's what these are.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Memories that have been kept safe by the shadow.
Do you know how hard it is for people to even, and how rare it is for people to even know these exist, to be real, and you know how to unlock them?
No, I just learned that I could do this.
That's amazing. That's something that most people would never even think of, or know, or even have thought of existing. There's like 1 page in my history books about this, that it may or may not exist, and you can read them and unlock them.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
I think Theodore blushes a little bit. But it's like I didn't really realize I could do it until I got here. Like, there were instances before, but here it's like another world entirely.
I think whatever this place is, the shadows help them.
I think so too.
And as it's kind of horrible to come down here, as everyone said, but not with you. You glowed through the whole thing.
I glowed?
I think not only can you read it, but you could lead people and help them at the Shadow Weave, if that is a thing.
I think it is a thing. I think we're there.
Well, what else is this place telling you then?
It's told me so much. My people come from this place.
Not just the stories and the histories. What do you feel from it? What is it telling you that is only yours? It's like the void. The first time you go, it's a lot and it's so much, and you learn so many things and it's so beautiful, but it takes... Every time I go, I learn more and more about why I'm in the void and what my purpose is for it. Have you felt that yet?
A little?
Veil, not void. I don't know why I said void. I'm sorry. This is so much and it's so astounding.
I knew what you meant. It's okay. I knew what you meant. I do feel a purpose, but I'm not sure entirely what it is yet.
Well, I will do anything to help you find it.
Thank you. I do feel peaceful here. Maybe for the first time since the ruins.
Then we will stay here as long as you need.
Thank you. I kind of understand now why people like reading. I never got it before.
I still don't get it, but I'm so happy that you do. I was afraid to come in here because I thought there was going to be a dragon here for sure.
Oh, no. It's just Javian.
Who?
And then I'll point to, like, the
That
massive
swirling pile of
shadow.
mist over there. That's the
So-
horrifying shadow pile.
What you see.
So I see a half-elf.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Sure. It's like when you look at clouds, I'm assuming.
Oria, what you see
Sure.
is kind of sticking towards the back. You would kind of see it out of the peripheral, moving away, giving you all some space, not wanting to like loom over you. Gliding across the floor, just roiling shadow, standing upwards about 6 feet or so. But for you, can you roll a spirit check for me, please?
12.
12. It's difficult to see, but it's very faint for you. You see a humanoid figure, 6 foot tall, pointed ears. Could be half elf, could be a mixture, it's hard to tell. Their skin is a deep charcoal, with scars that look almost like marbling, outlined with lines of gold, silver. And their eyes, you can see golden eyes that encircle red irises. Kind of just watching all of you. He looks like he's in his mid-30s. Can you roll what's your passive perception for?
15.
15. You also sense from this someone who is in conflict. They have, you can see a bit of a smile on their face watching you all chat. But you can also see behind those eyes that red sadness kind of peeling away. He seems a little bit alarmed that you can see him. You're not running away. You see him darting a look at Toby for a moment before focusing his eyes back on you, kind of giving a slightly quizzical expression. You just see his eyes following your wings.
Oh, I'm sorry. For a moment I didn't see you, but yes. Hello.
You can see me.
Pointed ears, dark skin, red eyes. Yes.
And what's interesting is you can actually hear him, but as he's talking, you also hear the sound of breath, of not necessarily gasping, but an exhale in a darkened hallway, kind of accompanying, adding harmony into his kind of more dulcet tones as he's addressing you. Right. I'm Javian. I'm the keeper of the library.
Oria. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. And you just see his eyes are just searching all over you, trying to almost like he's trying to memorize this moment, memorize every little bit of you. It's not from your passive. It's not like he's trying to study you and how to take you down, but more so trying to actually hang on to this moment, ingratiate it into himself, and bring it into the memory, into the shadows with him.
Oria's gonna kind of give him a weird look. Hello?
Sorry, just remind me of some friends that I had.
Oh, and she'll look at you. Is this the one? Who knows? Anyway?
Yeah. Javian, this is my friend I was telling you about.
And you see he gives a very, like, straightens up, kind of brushing off his, like, his shirt and just kind of trying to look as nice as possible and just gives you a very gracious bow. I'm at your service with anything you might need.
Oh, I just was wondering how you know UA.
Well, why don't you make yourself comfortable? And he kind of gestures to this portion that everyone, you had seen for a moment, they had been kind of sitting around before resting. Just, you can enjoy your pot pie. Sit.
Oh, Theodore, yes, please eat. You were gonna tell me about UA? Like how you
Yes.
knew her?
We kind of grew up together a little bit.
So a long time ago.
Mm.
Okay. Do you know why the city was closed off or why things were hidden?
I know that you kind of see him like scrunching up his face for a moment as he's concentrating. There's some pieces that aren't fitting together properly. I know we had to go into hiding.
Why?
I think we were under attack. Targeted.
By who?
And you see him like closing his eyes and visually it gives that sense of him almost reaching through the shadows. You actually see some of the items shifting on the shelves, almost as these shadowy hands are kind of extending out of his back, trying to just search for those answers. It's not coming to him right away, and you can see there's almost beads of sweat as he is frustrated with the fact that he's someone that knows much of the history of this place, but for some reason, something is preventing him from remembering everything or obscuring it.
Well, would you know way? And I'll pull the pull to wake her up then.
Well, if it's anything like my magic, at least, if you just spoke with her, she'll need some time.
Because she lives in this pearl that lives in my pocket.
That's very handy.
Put the pearl back in my pocket.
Don't lose that.
I try not to. There was a witch who took it from us for quite a bit. I was kind of worried that something bad had happened to it, but she said she didn't use it.
A witch?
Yes, it was a witch. Was it a witch? Was it a witch or just
It
a
was
very angry old lady?
a hag.
A hag.
It was a hag.
She had a bunch of halflings doing dirty
Her name
work
is
for her, and they stole
Ursula.
stuff. And
They were
she
dwarves.
lives dwarves. Sorry, they're not far from here.
I've never heard of her, but I would tread cautiously with her. Obviously. You can see him closing his eyes for a moment. Right. We were dealing with same problem. We were dealing with the same problem you all are dealing with, the society. That's right. That's why you're here. That's right. That's right. You just see him, like, at this point, he's pacing. His normal, like, very calm demeanor shifting. The shadows around him almost stuttering as he's trying to piece things together, remembering what it is that you all came here for. We were dealing with the same problem that you are. Souls being taken. Not to where they're supposed to be. Not to where they're supposed to be. Feeding something. Yue, she was sent from the Citadel to help with Carmen. She was Carmen's second hand. Her assistant.
I think when they say Carmen, I look immediately to Blackstone.
when they say Carmen, I also look at the two people talking. And I have an inner dialogue with myself for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Carmen,
Yeah.
I believe we have on our hands what I've heard people call a reunion of sorts. I think you know who these two people are.
And you do hear Carmen again. She sounds very tired, but I do.
I would like to offer you, I would like to offer you something. Because, well, you already know what we're working on and what we're trying to piece together. So, if it is less exhausting for you to do it this way, would you like to use me as a conduit to speak to them?
I don't know if I have the energy right now, but I do.
Well, I think after a couple of days of rest, maybe I have the energy to lend you.
That does sound nice.
All right. Well then, I have learned I can do very difficult things. So maybe this can be another difficult thing I have learned to do. Maybe I can talk about overcoming that the next time I come into this place, because it is a much happier memory to have if it works. Jordan, I would like to roll for spirit shenanigans to
Okay.
basically just let Carmen, let Carmen have my body for a while.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll a spirit check, please.
I want you to know I will burn inspirations for this. I
Go
will
for
so
it.
burn inspirations
You've got
for
a bunch,
this.
I believe, so. now's the time to do it.
I absolutely do, and I will be burning them because that first roll was not it.
Okay. And to remind, because I know it's been a minute, to remind everyone, spirit is a special thing that we have for Ampistrano. It is measures of one's soul. So they can use it to help themselves in battle, whether that be heal or add additional damage to their attacks. But it also means, hey, there are creatures out there that do damage as well to those points. And it is another way that they can die. We've had that happen already. So it is something that is important to keep in mind with this game as we measure the value of souls and going forward. What is that roll, then?
The total of that roll is 25.
25. Strange feeling starts to settle over you.
Does Carmen have a signature color?
Yellow. Yellow and gold.
Okay. So I would say, at the mention of Carmen, as I'm looking at them, and Dioradora's looking at me, there is a moment that you see that normal purple glow that Blackstone has when there's a mental communication, and then you see that purple give way to this golden color that creeps into the veins of their facial features. And the voice that you hear after that is not Blackstone.
Adding to that, golden outlines. A golden mask, almost like a masquerade mask appearing over Blackstone. White light moving through the darkness that's around. And you can kind of see even Javian takes a step back as this happens, as the light, you kind of hear him hissing slightly as the light kind of illuminates off of Blackstone for a moment. Well, nice to see everybody.
Is that a new thing? Was that expected by everybody else?
No, this is brand new to me.
Okay, because no one else was freaking out. I was like, this is a little.
I feel like maybe some people have reached their freak out limits for the day.
Oh, okay. What the hell is going on?
I
Yeah.
can assure you Blackstone is fine. He's still here.
What did you do to our friend?
He didn't tell you. Blackstone. You just see like the Blackstone's figure for a moment. Like, really?
Are you a ghost?
As you say that, Blackstone. You're watching everything happen, but you're not within your body. You are hovering to the right. Watching
Blackstone has transcended.
all of you see this as well. You can see Blackstone just hovering to the right.
Ghost, get out of his body! Blackstone, how do we get you into your body?
No, you all-
the power of Aseda commands you.
Oria, I don't think.
Hey,
I didn't go to cleric school.
Oria.
Yeah, I can tell.
Hey, let's all calm down because. Is this
Okay.
Carmen?
It's good to see you again, Theodora.
You're muted. Can't hear you.
You're
I
muted,
just need to
Carmen.
speak louder. It's
Carmen,
good-
check your Zoom.
Yeah.
What are all these words?
It's good to see you again, Theodora. Is what you hear.
Good to see you too. In OA.
Mm-hmm.
Was this consensual?
Blackstone did say I could come and talk to all of you, and
If they see the figure of Blackstone, Blackstone looks relaxed and very serene. Like they could not be more at peace if they tried. Since I'm able to observe everybody, if I can notice that they see
Yep.
me, I just give them a thumbs up. Because I don't know if I can talk to them.
You
So
can
they
try.
just get a, like,
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
thumbs
Draven's
up
like,
back.
in the short period of time I've learned about Blackstone, this seems like something they'd be into. Be honest
I
with you.
don't know if you all can hear me, but in the event that you can, well, it seems that Carmen also knows these two, and I thought she might like a moment to speak with them, and perhaps also share some things that she might know. I would apologize for the inconvenience, but this is somewhat amusing.
It's not inconvenient if it's useful.
too true. Javian, and you kind of see at this moment your eyes slowly shifting over to the rolling mass of shadow, who you can see is still somewhat cowering, not necessarily from the light, but trying to adjust. It's like entering, for him, to kind of give you all the perspective, it's like when you've been in a dark room and all of a sudden the lights are turned on, taking a bit of time to adjust. And you see his face as he's kind of adjusting to everything. A flitter of emotions moving across this expression, from joy to laughter, almost to pain, before finally settling in on a very stoic, somewhat cocky smile that greeted you all when you first came into this place. My lady, it's good to see you again. Carmen, you kind of see struggling for a moment, and a deep sorrow kind of entering in her eyes as well, settling in. And Oria, you have the pearls in your pocket?
Yes.
Okay. As they kind of look towards all of you. So if I did hear the start of this conversation, this is Carmen talking. Yes, UA was my right hand. She was more than that, but yes, for all intents and purposes, she was my right hand. An advisor of sorts. As the village itself, a lot of the decisions were being thrust upon my shoulders in a wartime. Trying to figure out what we're going to do. And Yue also struggling with that. Unsure of herself. And you kind of see a wistful look crosses across her face for a moment. Only with, at least, things like the Citadel and what she wanted to do. They seemed like they were at odds often. Her eyes shift to Theodora. You saw what happened, portions at least, when you were looking at the facade. The city was attacked. The city, that transportation circle you spoke of, Oria. It's connected. Not just to other places in Ampistrano, but if you wish to go to the Vale, you could. If you wish to go to the Shiftweave, you could. As dangerous to leave in someone else's hands, especially with the enemy on our doorstep. So we had to sever the connection. Came at a massive cost. But we wanted to. Yue wanted to make sure that the Citadel wouldn't be attacked next. Too many people, too many lives at stake. So we cut ourselves off from the world. This is our punishment. Or a gift. She looks at Oria a little bit more. Think of it. Fairies help push people on to the next world, wherever that leads. I'm here. Yue's there. Javian. We can't move on. We're stuck here in stasis. That's what she means by they can't leave. At least us. I can't say to the rest of the city, but at least for us, there's no moving forward. There's no moving backward. We're stuck in time. In those moments, those days leading up to this pinnacle of disaster and rebirth. It was either that or we also get swallowed up, fed to this beast. I know Yue's conflicted about it. I know she has a lot of feelings about all of this. Duty, honor versus loyalty and love. She loved this place. But she had to make a choice. And not everyone is as supportive of these choices, especially those in power. That's at least what I can fill in the blanks from my part. Blackstone, you are muted.
Saying at the end of that statement, everyone gets a flash of a memory. It's relatively recent, where Blackstone goes to the healing center in Felk and notices that there is a timepiece missing. There's a brief moment where there's a conversation with the lady at the desk about where the patients are and how they're doing. And then there is this long pause of confusion when Blackstone asks what day it is and what year it and the confusion as she fights to grasp for any sense of time or the passage of it. And then the confusion about how no one knows, and it seems to be related to a missing timepiece of some kind.
So we have to find a clock. A clock would fix all this. That seems easy enough, right?
You kind of see for once, at least in Blackstone in your memory, Carmen's kind of speechless, doesn't necessarily have an answer to a very valid question.
I am uncertain, but I think something.
Dora, I
that
can't hear you. I'm
may-
sorry.
Oh, I was just clearing my throat. Sorry. No. But I'll let Sin speak first, and then.
I said, I am uncertain of what this means, but I feel like not only is time not passing, but something has been done to render it forgotten by the people who live here. Almost entirely. I do not know that finding the timepiece would fix it, but more importantly, I don't know if there's anyone we could necessarily ask because, well, quite frankly, who would remember?
I pull out the pearl. Yue, she said she helped them do this and reported that they should do it. So I guess I should also tell you, I think the fairies were involved. Yue is a fairy, and she told them to do it. I'm holding out the pearl.
I imagine this is probably another one of those very difficult decisions that had a good reason.
I think to protect from the void.
But I think we just need to get her here to talk to everyone too.
Well, I do not know if it is as safe a science for others as it was for me. However, I simply asked Carmen if she would like the use of my person in order to communicate with everyone. I do not know if you can ask Yue the same, but perhaps you can and see what might happen.
Hello. Do you want
Just
to
start
talk to...
shaking
So
it.
should I not
Shaking
shake
it
you?
like
I don't
like
know.
an Easter egg.
Do you want to come out and talk to people? Go. I shouldn't throw that.
Oria.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Just in case. I can I shake you? I should. Someone else might need to hold on to this.
Oria.
Yes, well,
Oria, can you make a perception check or an insight check for me, please?
With disadvantage?
No.
You shook her. She's dead. She's dead now. Actually, you just murdered her.
Are you alive in there?
Draven is just like, you said it was living. I don't know if that's full. Like, it is literally like that moment where your kid is doing something that is like at a store full of glass shit, and they pick up something, and you're like, sit it down.
That clearly ain't a black kid. Just saying.
I'm about to beat your ass. You don't put that shit down.
We gotta go in the store. Don't touch nothing.
I didn't
Don't
start
look at
touching things until I was an adult going to stores on my own. I knew better than touching stuff around a Korean mom.
I'm about to whoop somebody's ass.
It was real nice until you left the store.
Perception or insight, April?
18.
18. Okay.
I did insight,
Perfect.
making sure I'm not shaking her to death.
Yeah. In the pearl.
Like a Polaroid picture.
Okay. You're taking in a lot of things, trying to piece together, weaving together a lot of facts that seem to be lining up but are still not necessarily falling into place. You need to talk to Yue. There's more than one way to talk to memory. you've recently learned.
I hand it to Deodora. I think this actually might be a you thing. You might need to shake it a little bit.
Deodora wipes the pot pie crumbs from her face.
I'm sorry, you can finish eating if you
and
want
puts
to.
it down. No, it's
Okay.
fine, it's fine. She'll like carefully take the pearl into her palm, and she doesn't really know how this works. This kind of happens.
Javian, you kind of see, is watching this occur, and kind of looks at you, and then you kind of see glancing towards where the opal is in the center, which was able to pull the object, and thus memory come through.
Okay, I think I'll. Sorry, I'm crunching.
No, you good, Levy. Take a minute. You're good. I'll set the scene. So, because there's a lot happening as you all are kind of processing this information. Carmen, who you can see, the mask itself is slowly starting to fade slightly. It's not quick, but you can see the lines of the mask. Her strength and her ability to be here in this moment starting to wane as she has made contact with two of you already previously today. So she's hanging on. Javian's kind of seems to be at the ready, like very formal, like ready to go in terms of assisting with whatever you might need.
I think with this pearl in her hand, she'll look to Javian and then look to the opal and like say, everybody put your hand on the opal and we should be able to communicate with her, or at least see her thoughts or memories. Or whoever wants to, no pressure.
Hand in the
Roger.
circle like we're about to make a high five tower.
Same.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm legitimately confused about basically everything that's
just
been
put your hand in
happening
the circle.
since I've been
Draven.
here. So I'm just going to touch the pearl and hope
Yeah,
for the
just-
best.
Draven's just been baffled the whole time.
It is literally, it's just Raven's like, what the fuck did I walk myself into?
Why did I come to this fucking town?
I was looking to just get, like, take Cribble to get some druid experience. And next thing you know, I'm wrapped up in some world ending
Like,
shit.
You know what, Cribble, next time you just gonna have to take an online course.
Right?
Make sure you put Cribble's hand in there too.
Oh yeah, Cribble's there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cribble crawls down Draven's arms like,
Amazing.
it's my strong hand.
You all
Carmen,
put your
before you
hands
touch that
in
pearl
and
there.
focus in on that. Oh, go on.
Sin can't hear you.
Wait, okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were just like quiet.
Yes.
Armin, before you touch that, because, well, you're going to have to. You're kind of in the driver's seat at the moment. Something that I have learned that is important in my experience is that if you care for people, you should tell them. So, while you are here, when you have the chance to, you should tell them, the both of them, how you feel. I think it's important. And also, because, well, given the nature of our adventure, I do not know when the next time is that you will have the chance to tell them.
You're right. She kind of
I
nods.
believe in your ability to do difficult things.
Why do you have to be right? The rest of you, she's not thinking this. You can literally see her just turning to Blackstone and just saying this outright of like, Alright. I think first it's best if we try to figure out what happened and then go from there. My fear is that this knowledge might change how they feel about me, or vice versa. You all
Can I
place your
speak
hands.
frankly,
Mm,
Carmen? Can I speak frankly?
of course, always.
I understand the hesitation and the fear of what they might think of you, but if they're who I think they are, the kind of person I think they are, then they will look past that in order to help us do what's right now.
Can someone tell me who Frank is?
Ocean?
I'm feeling a little numb. Maybe it's Novocaine or something.
I didn't know Cripple was so much like myself. Fascinating.
She nods.
All right, I'll just be confused. It's fine.
That's okay. I think we're all a little confused in one way, shape, or form. But after a moment, she does place her hand over the pearl, the opal. All of you feel like the floor drops out from underneath you, falling into darkness. Carmen, still present, but seems to kind of slip back into the surfaces of your mind, Blackstone. The rest of you see Blackstone wearing that masquerade mask, still showing that Carmen is here, but perhaps trying to reserve her energies as you all are seemingly transported back into time. You all leave the archives. Blinding white light fills your vision immediately. You're standing on the footsteps to the archive. In the center of town, there's a massive statue that you can see of 5 figures. The roots, those vines, gone. Seems like there's a half-orc. Seems to be the sun. You see a younger version of Carmen in the middle, and a younger sibling, perhaps. Standing behind them are their parents, the founders. The names coming to you quickly. Holo and Aziel, the 2 founders of Felk. The ones that brought 2 communities that were at war together, strengthening the bond. You see the buildings, everything around it, pristine. It takes you a moment because it feels like you've moved forward in time where things are all clean and properly cared for. You can see people milling about, busy, happy, shifting around. And after a moment, you see, not shrouded in shadow, running past you, through you, a half-elven man in his 30s as he's running down to the base of the shadow, where you see 2 other figures standing there waiting. You see Carmen in her physical form, wearing a long, floor-length yellow and gold dress. Her hair kind of pulled to the side into these braids that are kind of be held in place by a small circlet or a barrette. It's kind of hard to tell as it glimmers, not with gold, not with silver, but with amethyst and obsidian stonework, crystals aligning, reflecting the sunlight around her. There seems like there's always a presence of light and dark and the gray in between. Holding her hand underneath the statues as well, Oria, you see the very familiar figure of Yue, wearing a blue dress, sleeveless, her wings expanded behind her, as magic constantly moving, as she seems to be trying to fix Carmen's hair, perhaps trying to push some things back into the barrette. They seem a little bit out of breath. They probably ran here. The 3 of them exchange words. It's hard to hear because everything's still slightly muffled. Does anyone have a passive perception below a 14? Okay. For those of you that are below a 14, it just seems like it's muffled. For those of you that are above it, it seems like this memory.
Oh, wait. I am at 14.
You are at 14, so you would also see this then, or hear this, or perhaps have this thought. Seems like this memory, something about it, either the memory itself is hesitant to reach the surface, or there's a loss. This memory is so aged, it's hard to remember what exactly the conversation was. You see them quickly moving off towards the entrance of the village. And after a few moments, you see a half-orcan man moving through with, in tow behind them, Blackstone. Oh. Hang on. Are y'all still there?
Yes.
Okay, hang on.
Hi.
My internet's being weird, so give me 1 second.
Oh no.
I don't know what the hell is happening.
Everybody talk shit about.
Alright, I think we're back. Sorry about that, y'all. Don't know what happened. The internet was having a moment, but it looks like we are back. But you do see a half-organ man, seems to be in his late teens, early 20s, head in a book, and you see Blackstone not with glowing eyes, they're dulled down, and seemingly mechanically is following, very reminiscent of the automatons and robots that you've met in Felk already. What do you all do?
Blackstone? Is that you?
There's a firm nod there. This is home. This was before the mountain.
So we traveled time, is what you're telling me.
It's
Well-
just a memory.
No, this is, remember, we're in the library. This is what was.
So you're saying if you go back to something that already happened and you're reliving it, that is not time traveling.
Well, no, I would imagine that if it were time traveling at the very least, the world around us would be in a much better condition. The rest of the world did not come here. Just our minds, I suppose.
I
Or
think
spirits,
at this point,
maybe.
it might be more of a reenactment, because if it was time travel, we could affect the world.
How did
So that's
Gil-
the rules of time travel. All right. It's
Yes,
good to know.
so we can't affect anything or change the outcome, which means it's more we're just acting out a
All right.
vision.
Then Draven's going to look for somebody to punch just to test that theory.
Okay.
Well, I think that means
Well, I don't.
that I know the name of this one. Like I completely oblivious of what the captain is
Also,
about to do.
I don't think punching a random man hundreds of years or 20 or 10 years in the past would be remembered in the future. Just right, you would have to do like chop down the tree in the middle of the city. To see
All
if
right,
that
so
was
you're
still
saying I
wrong.
need to do permanent damage. Maybe I'll just knock
You
out
need to
a
do
tooth.
something bigger.
Just
take
a
out the
single
building.
tooth.
No, because
Could
he's not
we-
going to be alive anymore in the future. Only
could-
now.
I
You have to do something
hi.
around now.
Can we just maybe just watch what happens instead of trying to affect the world?
I just want to see if it's actual time traveling.
It's not.
It's not. We just told you this.
But the way that Oria just made it sound was that it could be, and I need to do something more
No,
explosive.
I did not say it could. I said if. Difference.
Also,
Could and if,
Oria's
different word.
just fucking with you.
Also, I'm always down to destroy a building for no reason. I think it'd be funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be down to do that too. That's a bit drastic for me. Destroying a building because people might be in it, and
Aren't you about to punch someone in the face?
just a
and
single
provoke?
person.
I was gonna destroy a building for the people. That would be horrible.
Theodora watches the memory version of Blackstone.
Toby, was there something
Yeah.
you wanted to say or do too?
No, it was just confusion about why would you want it to hit somebody else? Oh, you know what? Just let them be. And I just sit down on the floor and just try to watch everything.
That's my older brother, I think. The one who left me the note at the lab. And I guess that means that is, well, I guess I would be his namesake. His name should also be Rory.
Can I
Oh,
ask you
right.
something?
Well, I suppose that's the thing. You do not yet know that. Well, not all of you, I suppose. But that is one of my names.
It's a nickname.
Oh.
Didn't
Oh.
I've heard someone call you that before, but I can't place their name for some reason. I feel very guilty about it.
Fuck, now I can't remember.
Because they also traveled with us for a very short time.
Who's
when we
Nick?
first started. And it's
Who's
who we
talking?
met you with.
It's,
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
it is with a very
He
warm
hasn't-
smile that Blackstone says, you mean Cal.
Yes, he
Oh.
hasn't returned any of my letters.
Thank
since-
How
you.
did you
Oh my
forget?
God.
Wow.
It's
He
called
hasn't-
ADHD and having a poor memory, Robo.
It
God
was
damn.
he was a full-time you know what?
I would.
It's
This
called
is where I
object
just.
permanence and not having it.
Ask me
Also-
anyone's name in the first season, okay? I don't know it.
To be fair to them, Cal was my best friend, not theirs. So
Exactly.
You know.
If I forget who Theodora is, then you can give me shit.
So we're just gonna ask, Blackstone, can I ask you something? Might be a little bit harsh.
well, at this point, I feel like harsh is kind of the mode of things.
How did Felk as we know it in the future get so bad?
I think this is why we're here. To get you an answer to that question. Because, well, unfortunately, Toby, for reasons that I have yet to uncover, I cannot remember.
So we just sit here and watch then?
Well, the good news is, at the very least, we do not necessarily have to deal with the anxiety of being unable to stop a thing. It has already happened.
And also, in this instance, we should watch and we shouldn't look away. Because that's how you'll learn and be aware of what happened to people.
I
Also
am kinda
very
curious
depressed.
I will also wonder
think
what
you're
will
just
happen now that I
depressed.
can remember this.
Want me to hold your hand, Blackstone? Or can I hold your hand?
I do not mind.
Theodora looks to Draven like, do you need your hand held?
Cribble crawls down onto Draven's hand and holds his hand.
Holds his hand with his whole body.
Just little tiny hands. It'll be okay, Cap.
Theodora sort of leans over to the others like, I think we should get that mental health cleric for Draven though.
I really do think that might. Yes, that needs to be the next thing on the list.
Yeah.
I just think they would be good for all of us, honestly. Just everyone, just have someone to talk to, just even for a
yeah,
day. I think even if you're
Yeah.
not currently suffering from issues, it doesn't hurt to do like preventative maintenance,
Yes.
like a car. I mean,
Yes.
a wagon.
Yeah, what is a car?
It's a wagon manufacturer at home. They're the car manufacturer. They make wagons. They're very cheap though.
Oria
break
sounds
down
like
quite
Corbin all of a sudden and is very interesting.
Yeah.
or Oria's player is a little bit stuffy and is losing the voice
Nord
for some reason.
carriages.
Oria starts to get a call on
Started
her
by
girl
Henry
about
Nord.
her extended warranty.
See, never sign up for the extended warranty at the car manufacturer because they just jack up the price. You don't get the value.
Oria, I suppose because you've been away at your meeting, you may not be aware. Corbin has been concerned for me as of late and has expressed in several very amusing ways that they are worried that I should take some time to properly consider everything that is happening.
I actually think that is a great idea, again, for everyone involved. We were supposed to go to a festival and have some time off. That didn't happen. They were supposed to go somewhere else and have... We should just go to, like, a body of water and sit on a beach for at least one day.
Well,
Just
perhaps I can
be
say
calm.
that considering things, apparently, is a somewhat dangerous thing for me to do. I might need to think about how to more carefully consider things.
Oh, well, then we'll find out how best to do that for you, then. We'll help you.
We'll get through this.
Yes, we're all family now at this point. Was that wrong? I'm sorry if I overstepped. We've just been traveling together for so long, and
Thinking about me in the present with all of you. I guess it was part of protecting this place. It leads to good things. It comes at terrible consequences. It seems to be a pattern as of late. I'm not yet sure how I feel about it.
well, your burden's our burden. We'll help you carry it. And whatever the consequences, be damned. We'll take them on together. And Oria will kind of come to the side and put her arm through Blackstone's. We're friends. We're family. Now, we probably should stop interrupting this and watch the scene, then?
Yeah, and see, like, everybody's like, dead
talking at
behind
the
us while we're
movie
having
theater.
this conversation.
JV, Yue, and Carmen at the background like,
Stop talking during the movie. Stop talking.
Did you turn your cell phone off? I heard a bing.
And as you all get settled to participate in this memory, the exploration, and potentially bringing secrets to light, I think that is a good place to stop for today. And stay tuned for next week as we have a very special episode where we're going to be doing something a little bit different. That's all I'll say for now.
I'm gonna
I
say
don't
this.
like
none,
change.
none of us know what the fuck this is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, don't worry about it. You'll just want to be here next week is all I will say.
The confused faces are real. I have no idea what's happening.
I'm just gonna remind Jordan that I have her home address in full governmental.
You
so
Government.
I'm
I
not
know your
afraid.
government info.
yeah.
But we are, you're going to want to be here next week. And also go check out our Patreon because they'll be hearing about this on Tuesday. They'll get it
I'm gonna be sick
a
next
little bit
week.
before everybody else. The cast is going to know as soon as we wrap up.
Let's
today.
say,
So-
is Patreon gonna know before
No,
us?
no. Yes.
Like, yeah.
No,
I was like,
We're not
Are you
gonna know.
subscribed to the Patreon? No. Well, then
Yeah.
you don't get to know.
Yep, no.
Damn,
So,
none of us get to know.
But we'll be back here next week. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Any announcements before we head out of here, y'all? Robo, what was you're doing?
Ah,
again?
shit. Yes.
Just the
Uh,
Human game for Palestine,
Yee.
8 p.m. Eastern? Question mark?
Yes. 5 p.m. Pacific.
That was from memory, baby.
Also, thank you everybody who came out last week. It's doing Games for Change. I gotta reiterate that. Look, we did
thank
$2
you.
grand.
Yep.
$2 grand, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that brings our total
Hell
to
yeah.
1.5K raised for charity, which is amazing in the last 3 years.
Hell, fucking
Thank
yeah.
So thank you all
Yay!
so much. We're going to be doing it again in March, and I'll be talking to our amazing organizer team to see which cause we're going to focus on, because we do like to focus on causes year round because it's important. I love the entire top row has stuffed animals. It makes me want to have one.
Sin and Prince.
I can grab a real cat.
I mean, that works.
You need a frog, and Sin needs a little mouse.
That's true.
That'd be great. I should get a little grung.
Actually, yeah. Sid,
Look,
I need your address or some shit. Why do you not have a mouse?
here. This is for you until you get one.
That's horrifying.
Oh.
Frog, it's actually a bullywug, but whatever.
We're not the same. How dare you get me caught up? You're
All
calling a
opinions
lion
are
a
not the
cat?
same.
You call a
Listen,
lion a
look.
house cat?
Listen, motherfucker. Do you want to be Do you want at least a stand-in for you or not?
Look, do you want representation or not? Because you got to take whatever you
all
have to
frogs
represent
look
you.
the same.
So what you're saying is, if you get one of the Dominicans in here, and you're just like, it's black enough.
No, what I'm saying is thank you, Scarlett Johansson, for all your work for the Asian community.
Bruh!
Oh,
Damn.
100%.
Wow,
That
we are all
was
one
way
town.
better than I just did. Thank you,
She did a
April.
great job. You know what? She did a
so
great
much
job.
for us.
Yeah.
Also,
Thank you.
I do want to say a very quick thank you. I know we got a lot of new folks here today, so thank you so much. It's a wild ride here, and it's always a ton of fun. Thank you for the subs and bits as well.
Facts.
But yeah,
Welcome to
the
Ampistrano.
chaos. Yeah, welcome to the chaos of Ampistrano. It's a fun time. I'm gonna stop stalling, and we are gonna head out of here today. But thank you all so much. Take care of yourselves. Make sure to hydrate and take breaks from the internet. And we will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.